Have you ever wondered how the Bay Area was first settled? Did you know that there's more to the story than just the gold rush? Did the towns and cities that we know now somehow magically appear out of the fever created by the gold rush? Obviously, before European Americans trekked across the country via the Oregon Trail, native tribes were here, often living on the coast in the summer months and in the mountains during the winter months. In what we now refer to as San Mateo County, the Arame Ohlone inhabited nearly the entire peninsula. Their first non-native contact was probably with the Spaniard Gaspar de Portola. The Portola expedition of 1769 was a Spanish exploration journey led by Portola, who had been made the governor of Las Californias. This marked the first recorded European exploration of the interior of present-day California. The missions of California were then built by the Spanish Catholic missionaries of the Franciscan order between 1769 and 1823. The Spanish aimed to convert all native populations to Catholicism and make them citizens of Spain to further strengthen their hold on Alta California. However, with the Spanish came diseases that partially decimated the native population of California. Accounts from the missionaries at the time state that San Francisco was, quote, disappointing to those who had settled there, and, quote, the sun never seemed to shine, and the soil was too sandy to grow enough food to sustain the population. Fresh water was also difficult to find in this part of the San Francisco Peninsula, so what we now know as San Mateo County, with its multiple freshwater sources and arable soil, became very valuable. One key person of this era was John Augustus Sutter. He was actually a pretty terrible person, but we can get into that some other time. He had settled in Coloma, which was a small settlement on the American River northeast of what is now Sacramento. He hired a man named James W. Marshall to build a lumber mill. On January 24th, 1848, while inspecting the channel below the mill, Marshall saw some shiny specks in the channel bed. Marshall is quoted to having said, "I picked up one or two pieces and examined them attentively, and having some general knowledge of minerals, I could not call to mind more than two in which any way resembled this: iron, very bright and brittle, and gold, bright yet malleable. I then tried it between two rocks, and found that it could be beaten into a different shape, but not broken. I then collected 4 or 5 pieces and went up to Mr. Scott. With the pieces in my hand, I said, 'I have found it!' 'What is it?' inquired Scott. 'Gold,' I answered. 'Oh no,' replied Scott, 'that can't be.' And I said, 'I know it to mean nothing else.'" Following the Mexican-American War, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo was signed on February 2nd, 1848, and thus Mexico ceded Alta California to the United States in exchange for a reported $15 million. Sutter was not keen on publicizing that gold had been found on his property, but as you can imagine, that's a difficult secret to keep. Samuel Brannan, yes, Brannan Street in San Francisco is named after him. Samuel Brannan, founder of the California Star, which was San Francisco's first newspaper, had opened a store in Sutter's Fort in 1847. In 1848, employees of Sutter's Mill began paying for their goods from Brannan's store with gold that they had found at Sutter's Mill. Brannon, owning the only store between San Francisco and Sacramento, took advantage of this. He bought up all the shovels, pans, and picks and ran them up and down the streets of San Francisco, yelling, "Gold! Gold on the American River!" And thus began the California Gold Rush. Now, not everyone who came to California came to find gold, and not everyone who came to find gold made a fortune. There are those who came to California and started businesses to support the quickly growing population. Some bought land to farm or raise cattle to supply meat and dairy to the people, and some bought land deep in the hills for the trees and the lumber that could be created from these trees. You see, a single redwood tree could build multiple houses, from framing to flooring to shingles and shakes. If you're like me, you probably assume that the lumber to build San Francisco primarily came from the areas north of San Francisco, like Sonoma, Mendocino, Humboldt, and Trinity counties that all have long, rich lumber industry histories. Or maybe from Santa Cruz and the Santa Cruz Mountains, which also has a long, rich lumber industry history. But did you know that San Mateo County does too? That's right. San Mateo's low, coastal mountain ranges were covered in big, beautiful, old-growth coastal redwood trees, also known as Sequoia sempervirens, if you're fancy. Many a 49er found their way into one or both of the other integral industries of the time, lumber or farming. In fact, once land had been cleared of its useful lumber resources, it often became farmland and excellent land for cattle grazing. The brave pioneers who cut down these giant trees, landing them with precision and milling them for export to San Francisco from the port of Redwood City or to build the burgeoning towns of San Mateo County, should not be forgotten. In this new series, we detect lands once owned and cleared of their old-growth redwood trees and live oak trees by these very pioneers. The industry lasted for decades, not in small part due to the fact that a single old-growth redwood tree could take up to a full week for a full crew to cut down and remove or, quote, gulch out. Mills were usually set up on larger streams or rivers to utilize the water to power the saw. Then, portable power saws were introduced rapidly as the technology developed quickly to keep up with the demand for the redwood to build and rebuild the developing cities of the Bay Area and beyond. My first private permission in this area is land that in 1878 was owned by Sheldon Purdy Ferris, a self-made man who was well liked in this community and known locally as the Shingle King. I'll do a video all about Ferris, his life, his success, his contributions, as well as his death, which is still shrouded in mystery, later on in this series. But for now, we hunt. Welcome. Look at this. Today, I'm on my first official permission in the Kings Mountain area. I've been telling you guys for a while that I had something exciting coming. This is part of it. I'm standing on one of Sheldon Purdy Ferris's plots of land. This was a smaller one. It's now cut up into even smaller pieces. The permission I have is a little over 5 acres. And before I got the permission, I didn't even know it was Purdy Ferris's property. But I was able to line up the modern map with the 1878 map, and I realized that we're perhaps on the edge, but we are within Purdy Ferris land. The current owners of this property are looking to develop it, and they've been so gracious and kind in their response to my request to metal detect their property. Today's my first day here. I hope there'll be many more days. Like and subscribe for more. I'm so excited. First signal right out of the bat is pretty solid. Non-ferrous. Pretty deep. Let's see what it is. Okay. So it's still here on the sidewall, so I missed it. The shovel. Let's see. Are we gonna hit modern trash? Or are we gonna get lucky on the first go? Is that even possible? Oh. Alright, that's a thing. It looks like the shackle on a padlock, to be honest, that somebody cut off. I think that's all that's in that hole. Ringing at that number, are those numbers? This could be copper. Maybe it's just thin copper pipe, because it looks like it's hollow, actually. Look. Can you see that? I'll clean it up later. And, we'll make some semi-educated guesses then. I just want to show you guys this. This is a second growth redwood tree. It is probably 8 to 10 feet in circumference. It grew out of the center of an old growth tree that is right there. This edge here, all the way around, it's probably easily 24 feet, and probably more than that, maybe 30 in circumference. Probably, let's see, 12, 24, probably 24 feet in circumference. Old growth tree, new growth tree. Oh my god, I love these trees. Yep, not even that old. Damn it. All right, this is a good signal, but not like a good number. It's a full non-ferrous, and it's not too deep because I've already dug away some stuff. It's ringing up at a 3940. So let me get the pinpointer, see if we can reach it yet. No. Alright, my shovel is away from me right now. I left it behind while I was crawling through this patch of redwoods. So let's see if we can. You guys, do you want to know one of my bucket list items for this area? A pork chop, an oxen shoe. This what? This might be an oxen shoe, or if it's half of a horseshoe. I don't know. You let me know in the comments below. These yet? Okay. So far, that looks a lot like a horseshoe. But why would it be? It's really thin right here. It could have broken in half. I don't know. What do you guys think? It doesn't look like an oxen shoe that I've seen other people dig up, so what do you think? Horseshoe or oxen shoe? Either way, we're on the 1800s. Yes. All right, let's see where the signal is now. Must have kicked it out. What is it now? It is merely evidence that this place was used to dump trash because nobody was claiming the property. It was probably definitely owned by somebody. But, if it's not actively being built on, people feel free to dump their shit. And that's unfortunately the same problem we have at the Purisima site. People dump their trash there for decades. Anyway, on to the next. Alright. This is ringing up pretty deep, pretty consistently. And pretty non-ferrous, so yeah, 44. There may have been an abandoned car or truck or something here. I found a lot of sheet metal that looks like it's from some sort of machinery. And that may have been up here and pushed down the hill. So I don't know, but let's see what this is. All right, cool. All right, I don't know. I know not everything is treasure. This is a fragmented piece of something. I did nick it. This is a 32, and it is 3 chevrons down. It was ringing higher than that earlier. Let's just see what it is, I guess. So, there's something here. I missed it. Or maybe I pulled it out with the spoils. Let's see. Wow. That is a tip of a modern key. Is that really it? Wow. This is really cool. Okay, so first, the other metal part that I was searching for is actually, if it's a key, it's a really weird key. I think it's the inside of a lock, like a door lock. Let's see if you can see that. Okay. But while I was chasing that signal, I found this. This still has cord through the hole. Can you see it? And both of the flat surfaces are really shiny. And then the edge looks like it was sanded down to get this shape. It looks like modern glass. Yeah, I mean it's more than a 1/4 inch thick. I have no idea the age. But it was definitely worn. It's not like a hair bead, but it's definitely worn on a necklace or a bracelet. That's really cool. I know I don't know how old it is, but that sounds the echo out of these woods. It's scary. But anyway, it's probably not old.
but it's still cool.
Yeah, so pretty sure this is a modern states quarter. Let's see if we can focus. Yeah, 2016. First doorway to the west. What state was that? Colorado? Alright, y'all. Here's my trash pile. It's most of the stuff. I couldn't find some of the cans that I dug up and threw down to the pathway, so I'll find them next time, but yeah, that's the pile. I'll cart it away next time I'm here. Alright, enough for now. Signing out from Kings Mountain in San Mateo, California. This is Bay Area Bleepers. Thanks for watching.
Bay Area Bleepers, metal detecting for you. Yeah, I'm a treasure seeker, always find something new. And I'm cleaning up garbage, 'cause it's the right thing to do. Calling all treasure seekers, Bay Area Bleepers.